Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her. Okay, what about you?
Are you negotiating?
What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and most importantly, please make sure that you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed over to Washington, D.C. Why is that? Because many of you may be familiar with the public falling out between President Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene, now known as Marjorie Taylor Greene or Marjorie Taylor Brown. You take your pick. These are this is the names that people are calling her. And they're referring to her as a traitor, particularly Trump, because of the way in which she has gone about disagreeing with him. Obviously, all issues start behind the scenes, and there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with one another and having differences of opinions and so on and so forth. But when all of a sudden you become best friends with Jasmine Crockett, your once sworn enemy, yeah, you're a traitor. And I have that video for you. When of all places, you run to The View to air out your grievances with Trump, MAGA, Republicans, and conservatives, really? The View? Yeah, you're a traitor. You're very much so a traitor. And funny enough, when you hold a press conference today, which she did, and I'll play a little bit of it, and you refer to Trump not by name, but you allude to him being a traitor, yet you yourself are illegal immigrant first. Yeah, you're definitely a traitor. And she is illegal immigrant first. And I'm going to play that video for you right after I play this one here. But first, let's play this where she was alluding to Trump being a traitor to America.
I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you should shut up, because look at this. You really should stop talking.
As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but
Yeah.
I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, our next president. Sorry, JD Vance.
So it looks like she wants her cheap labor. What did she say? As a business owner in the construction industry, we shouldn't just be rounding up illegal immigrants and deporting them. I'm just being a realist. So much for America first, right? When you're trying to call the president of the United States a traitor, which you did, and alluded to him not being a patriot, which you did, you might not want to have videos like this out there of you admitting that because you have a construction company and you love your cheap labor and you don't want to provide a proper wage to American citizens, we need to keep illegal immigrants here and come up with a better way than just rounding them up and taking them off of construction sites. Yeah, you might not want to have videos like this circulating when you're trying to call somebody else a traitor to America and trying to say that they're not a patriot when you're illegal immigrant first. That's crazy work. It's crazy work. And it gets even crazier, right? Because, as we speak, she's playing the victim card like crazy. She's swearing up and down that now her life is in danger, and she's blaming it on Trump. She's saying it's all Trump's fault that now her life is in danger. Victim card heavy out here with the lifetime membership. Look at what she wrote up not too long ago on Twitter, right? Or X. Check this out here. Let me read this off for you. She says, I'm now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety, as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world, the man I supported and helped get elected. Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed at me right now. This time by the President of the United States. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. One of the things that you'll notice now before I continue reading is that she loves playing the woman card now all of a sudden. Victim. Now all of a sudden, I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. Men are dangerous. I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. She's doing that a lot now, all of a sudden. Very liberal of you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, very liberal of you. But here's where it gets worse. Look at this. I now have a small understanding of the fear and pressure the women who are victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal must feel. Really? Wow, that's what we're doing now? That's what we're doing, Marjorie Taylor Greene? Diabolical. Now all of a sudden you want to tie Trump in with Jeffrey Epstein. Now all of a sudden this must be how Jeffrey Epstein's victims must feel. Really? If this isn't traitor talk, I don't know what is. You tell me. Am I bugging? Am I the one that's overthinking this? This was 100% traitor talk. Now all of a sudden, I know how Epstein victims feel. That's crazy work. That is diabolical. And what's even more diabolical is you running to, of all places, the number one Trump hating show in America, The View, to air out your grievances. Of all places, the number one network is MSDNC, but the number one show, hands down, is The View, with no competition. No show hates Trump more than The View, and that's where Marjorie Taylor Greene ran to air her grievances out. Crazy work, man. Look at this here.
I think there's a lot of paid social media influencers. And I found it very interesting that they were the MAGA accounts, but they're all paid. And they all attacked me when I announced I was coming to join you ladies on The View. And I think that's very weak and pathetic. But when I talk about weak Republican men, I'm pretty much talking oftentimes about the leadership in the House and the Senate. And they're not getting our agenda done.
Once again, it's one thing to disagree, but when you come to the number one hater show in America, yeah, you're a traitor, and you call yourself exposing. Oh yeah, all these MAGA accounts, they're all bots. Oh, you want to expose now? You want to expose, you see? But then this is what happens when you start trying to expose. Now the exposer gets exposed because it's looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene is the Republican version of Nancy Pelosi. Look at this here. Check this out. How can you really trust anyone who goes to Washington to become a full-time insider trader? Marjorie Taylor Greene is a self-serving fraud. Her time leeching off the American people has come to an end. She will be primaried by someone who actually wants to serve, not scam. And you see this article here from The Independent. Marjorie Taylor Greene up 142% in stocks she bought days before ICE awarded company massive contract. Laughable. Exposer gets exposed. Wow. Look at the Republican Party's version of Nancy Pelosi. You making money on the stock market, huh? All that insider trading, knowing what's going to happen before it happens, up 142% on your stocks. You might want to make sure that your hands are clean before you open your mouth, calling yourself exposing people on the right when you yourself have dirty hands, right? Filthy hands, actually, because you're counting up all that money. And you know how dirty money is. Money is dirty. There's a lot of germs on it. You're counting up all the money that Marjorie Taylor Greene is making. Your hands are definitely filthy. And now it looks like the Democrat Party is attempting to recruit her. She's part of the team now. It looks like Marjorie Taylor Greene is Team DNC. Check this video clip out right here of, you know, what appears to be an open recruitment.
Let me just say a couple more things, you great Florida Democrats. One of them is we are a big tent. We must be a huge, vast tent. I say this is a party that's got room for Marjorie Taylor Greene if she wants to come over. We got room for anybody who wants to stand up for the Constitution and for the Bill of Rights today. One of my colleagues who left from South Carolina, Trey.
All right, shut up. We don't need to hear any more of what he's saying. People need to understand like how crazy what he's saying is right now. And then we're going to get into Jasmine Crockett also, because she's saying the same thing and they're good friends now, apparently, according to Jasmine Crockett. That's her homegirl, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene is her homegirl. And I'm gonna play a video for you next. But I need you to really let this settle in how crazy this is for you. Because on the left, concerning Democrats, Marjorie Taylor Greene is their version of Jasmine Crockett. Can you imagine the right, conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, right, as a whole, all of a sudden embracing Jasmine Crockett? You could never in a million years see that. You could never see that. Who Jasmine Crockett is for the right is who Marjorie Taylor Greene is for the left. And now all of a sudden they're embracing her with open arms, someone who they've called a clown for years. And now they're openly recruiting her, telling her, come on in, we have a big tent, join the DNC family. And you have Jasmine Crockett doing the same thing. Look at this tweet here. I want to read this to you first before I played a video clip of her saying that her and Marjorie Taylor Greene are homegirls now. But check this tweet out from Jasmine Crockett. So as you can see here from Jasmine Crockett, is her Twitter /X page, right? It reads, this almost feels like a moment where Marge should phone a friend. Oh, you guys are friends now. Okay. I'm here for you, girl. I'm sorry. I'm here for you, girl. I told you not to trust him. So stupid. This woman's an idiot. All he cares about is himself and protecting PDF files. He never loved you. She's talking like they are like exes or something. My granny always said, be with the man that loves you more than you love him. Trust me, sis. You better off without him. The Gwirls are fighting. The Gwirls, that's not me mispronouncing. I don't know what this like ratchet nonsense is that she typed here. The Gwirls are fighting. Yeah, they're best friends now. They're sisses now, right? Girl, I'm here for you, girl. Check this clip out next. I'm getting too silly. Let me play this for you right now because they're friends now. Sworn enemies have now become best friends. Check this out.
No, sir, you will not get a third term. That's not going to happen. I mean, the Supreme Court going to have to find a big boy and big girl panties and do what's right. The Constitution is very clear, sir. And frankly, you never should have had one term. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, you were never qualified to be president of the United States, not once, but definitely not twice. And your incompetencies are showing. Your own people, yes, my home girl, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is also very disappointed in you. Listen, you are a loser. And unfortunately, we all are being dragged down with you.
Wait, so she and Marjorie Taylor Greene are now homegirls?
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene is totally becoming woke right. Like
I know she's woke right, but I didn't know that she and Jasmine Crockett were homegirls.
They're homegirls now because Marjorie Taylor Greene is speaking out against Donald Trump. And Democrats love that.
Love that. They 1000% love it. I mean, do I need to show any more examples of this woman being a traitor? Once again, when sworn enemies like Jasmine Crockett, these two are sworn enemies. We have public altercations of them in the House of Representatives, where they're just going at it, shouting matches and screaming at one another and yelling. Now all of a sudden, you two are homegirls, you're best friends. That's your sis. Now all of a sudden, you're welcomed onto The View anytime you want to come on to bash Trump, conservatives, and MAGA. Now all of a sudden, Trump is, putting the fear of Jeffrey Epstein into you. All of a sudden now, I find all this very interesting. And the number one thing is you being illegal immigrant first, while calling Trump a traitor and saying that he's not a patriot. That's crazy work. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. So with all that being said, that does it for today's news. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media platforms. And please do not forget to follow me on Telegram. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below and pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time. Until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.